How's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Oh, doing good.
One of the odd quirks about having ADHD is that very often we'll get hyper fixated on a hobby. We'll get an interest that we just laser focus on for just a little while, but then we burn out of it and then we just don't bother with it anymore. Vinyl turned out not to be one of those hobbies. If you've never had any experience with it, the idea that somebody might not know who their authentic actual self is can be a really weird idea to wrap your head around. But for a lot of us who grew up weird, whose behaviors were mocked and ridiculed by other kids, or scolded by teachers, or even punished by parents, when you find yourself in a situation like that, there are a couple of routes you can go. One of them is to try to figure out what it is exactly that you're doing that everybody finds so wrong and stop doing it somehow. It may take a little bit of work to figure out exactly what it is that you're doing that people don't like. And it certainly will take a lot of practice to stop doing it. But given enough time, you can eventually get to a place where you start to fit in, and all those strange things you used to do, you don't do as much anymore. And of course, your parents are relieved because you've grown out of your bad behavior. And as you get older, you may even get to a place where it's hard to remember what it was that you did that people didn't like so much, because you've been wearing this mask for so long. It almost feels like it's you. Although, to tell the truth, there is something about it that feels wrong, even if you can't put your finger on it. But maybe you decide not to go that route. Maybe you decide to double down on the weirdness and say to yourself, well, you think this is weird? I'll show you what weird is. And yeah, that causes you to get ridiculed more, scolded more, punished more, but you don't care, because at least you're being your true, authentic self. But are you really? Because you still are doing what you're doing because of somebody else, regardless of what path you decide to take. And to be honest, in many cases, you'll go one path on certain things and the other path on others. You still wind up asking yourself, if it wasn't for all the grief that I caught and I just developed naturally into the person that I would have become in that situation, who would I have actually have been? But that's not the hard question. The tough question is, if I had developed into my true, authentic self, would I really have been better off? Or does it mean that wearing this mask that I've created to get along turns out to be the best option that I've had the whole time?